Oh, wait a minute. I didn't do it in the right way. I was supposed to start with the status screen up, then go to my head, then go to my work screen. Oh, it's very important. Hey, I'm Eric. I'm making a game. That game is called The Godkiller. Yeah, I'm going to turn my mood lighting on since it's the end of my day job. Since the start of my love job. The thing that makes me work. The thing that makes me want to get up in the morning and continue to exist. No. It makes it sound like everything's hanging on the game. It's not that. It's not. I got a good day job too. I got a wife that loves me. I got things that are going right. But I really do enjoy working on my game. So much so that I've done it 172 days in a row without gap. Demos. Let's do a demo. Let's do a demo of an entirely completed level. I'm still on levels right now, so for people that don't want spoilers, it's all spoilers. But it is demo time, so let's show recent progress made. I'll put the demos at the start, and then after that, I get to work on the next thing. This is actually the next thing. I'll go back to the previous thing. Save this and open a level that I collaborated on with a fellow named Larry Merck. And in fact, I just got done talking to him on the phone. Put this under shelved, but I think with the changes I made to this level, it's actually ready to go into the main sequence that I was working on. Or I should say, if it's unshelved, it was always planned to go someplace in the game, but I'll say that it seems correct to put it into the early levels in the state that it's in now. So let's open that up, and I will play through it with my annoying to some emulation of an ignorant player, and we'll see what it looks like. So I do this because it helps me to figure out what might be off about the level or what might need to be updated. Alright, so you, the player, have gone through 8 previous levels of the game. You know about walking, you know about flinging, you know about pushing blocks. Walking upstairs, that's no big deal. You know all the controls. Now, maybe if you come up here, you're just not sure what to make of this. It's a bunch of blocks here. Nothing obvious that you should do with them, except out of the corner of your eye you catch sight of open letter bridges. Okay, this is something you, as the player of this game, would have familiarity with from the last 3 levels. And there's words to spell: 1, 2, and God. Maybe it's worth going down there to take a closer look. Now, one thing I'm playing with in my head is, does the player think that they have to spell all 3 words to get on in this game? Because that's hard. It's hard for this level of a player, or this player at this stage of the game. It's going to be hard for them, after getting past the previous 8 levels, to figure out how to put all 3 of these words together. But they do know about bonuses, and they can see, oh, this goes to the bonus. I don't have to get the bonuses to progress through the level. That goes to somewhere. They might notice a reddish tint there, and I'm trying to use it as a clue. That's the way to the level exit. I think I can make that lighting go a little bit further so that the red tint comes out here. See, this is why I talk through all this. This is what the player empathy stuff is about. So if I want to reassure them, all you got to do is get over to this little platform here, and you're golden. I'll make that red light more prominent. I'll make it come out this way because I've used it on the previous levels to signify, oh, you're on the way to the exit. The exit is red. The light here is red as well. Okay, so let me make a quick note of that. I'll make that small change after I get done demoing. Make red light visible in lower row. Okay, so with that in mind, imagine that the red light came out a little bit and they can definitely see the red light. The less ambitious player might say, you know what, let's just see if I can spell 1 to begin with, and then I'll see if I want to add to that and go for the bonus. Oh, so what's this? It's a little chamber. The camera pops up top when you happen to go underneath one of the spots where the hole is. The camera wants to go to a certain height above the player, but when it has to, it ducks down underneath the ceiling. So if I go to a place where it's possible for it to pop up to its desired height, it will. You can kind of picture it like it's got a spring on it or something. It just, oh, it's going to scoot underneath the ceiling, but it really wants to go up higher. So if you go to the east, it's got room to go up higher, so it does. Looks like there's even a couple different heights there that it's fighting with. So that's what that's doing. This little pin here has got one exit on the side. Speaking as a designer, not the player. That is there in case the player falls down. I don't want them to get trapped. Because I'm trying to make all the levels so that you don't have to restart them. Whatever state you put them in, you can keep playing and you can make it through. All right, so let's go back up top with the goal to spell 1. Player knows from previous levels that the words can be spelled north to south, west to east, or top to bottom. So they might be thinking, let's start with O, I guess. Let's see what that does. There's a W in the way. Moving it anywhere. Well, okay, I'm jumping ahead. So they're looking at the O. They know they can push it this way. But that doesn't help it get to the middle hole. Oh. Oh. I forgot about something. Unintended solution. This is pretty big. Because I was trying to get the player to think about dropping them all down the hole. That is the intended solution. But do they even need it? They don't. I think they can even get the bonus without worrying about that hole. Let me see if it's possible to get the bonus. Because if it's not possible to get the bonus, I don't even mind giving them necessarily an easy way to just make 1 up here. Maybe. I'll think about it. But let me see if they can get the bonus. So there's only one O. That's the key. And you can't move blocks however you like. There have to be things that catch them and set them up to go in the arrangement that you need. The other thing that I would be happy enough with is if it's possible to spell out all 3 words. By the way, hello, evasive, EB. How you doing? The W cannot go west. It can only go south. I think it probably is impossible to get all three. Yeah, I mean, just one thing is there's just one O. I think that implies there must be vertical placement. Oh, no, that's not necessarily true. Because if you do like TWONE, it'll count both words as being spelled. In fact, let me try that. I'm not sure if my engine is doing that or not. It might be interesting to find out. Okay, I heard two. So let's see. Yeah, okay, it does work that way. Good. I think that's the most sensible way for it to work. Instead of disqualifying the word for not being entirely contained in one, for containing more letters than it needs. I think it's nicer to have both words be counted. Okay, so would it be possible to also do God in there as well? I don't think it is. Can't be done vertically on the top level. And it would require more than one of the two dimensions. So there's no way I can continue in one line along one wall and also include GOD. This is maybe a little bit cowardly, but I'm gonna keep saying GOD instead of God, because if somebody joins right away, it'll be like, how to include God in this? And they'll think it's like a big Christian thing. I don't know. I suppose I should not worry about that kind of thing. Should give thicker skin to people being turned off by what I'm doing. Okay, so how to include God in this? God needs to be part of the solution. Okay, I don't think it is possible, because there's not enough catch points in order to construct sort of a crossed shape formation. If you want to include God, you need a cross. So then, since it's not possible to do the bonus solution up top, you have to use the middle hole. How do I feel about one being solvable without using the hole? I don't feel that good about it, and I think about it. Maybe I can do a small change that makes it so that at least the word one can't be spelled. At least the word one can't be spelled up top. If I can force one down the hole, then I kind of don't care if it seems like they have too much freedom up top to move things around. If one has to go down the hole, then anything else done with the letters, it'll be clear logically that that also has to go down the hole because they need the O letter. So that would be my problem, is getting one. Okay, so I've got a problem to solve there. But let me finish the demo. I actually have a second level to show as well. All right, so one should be forced down the hole. Okay. So let me do the proper solution. We'll start spelling one. And we'll do something where the player is kind of forced to use the hole. So O, it could have gone this way, but that doesn't give you anything. You could go this way, then you can go south or you can go north. There's not that many choices. You could also contrive things with the other blocks to make different paths. That is a thing you can do. But this is the easy one. Like, this is the easy way to get it someplace. Other than the first thing that I just did, which was a solution I'll end up cutting off. Okay, so O is there. And then you can think, how do I spell one? Larry, when I talked to him, he pointed out something. I was leaving out the ability to just hop down here and move the blocks around. So that's that. If I would have used that, I could have, according to Larry, and I believe him, stuck with the original two holes, A and B, that he had in his puzzle design. But let's say that this solution doesn't require for you to hop down in the hole and arrange the blocks. You can if you want, you don't have to, and this is the easier solution. And even though I could change it to make it follow Larry's design, he had a few more comments on that were interesting. I'll get to in a sec. I think I like this design that was inspired by Larry's well enough that I'm going to keep it. So there's one. So the player could, at this point, they could walk across here and leave the level. And I think that is about the right difficulty for this level in the game, relative to the other levels that I'd like to place it at. Okay, so then what about the bonus? So if you think about this logically, it'll reduce the number of things that you try. A key thing is that there's only one O, and it'll have to be solved down in the hole. Since there's only one O, that means we have to use all three dimensions. We got to do vertical. Sorry, I can't use the word vertical because it's confusing between north, south, up, down. So we got to do north to south, west to east, up to down, or top to bottom. So I'll look for easy stuff. I can see right now that D could move over there. What else? I'm gonna, just to shake up my snow globe, I'm gonna go against my instincts and move off the other corner of the room first. So I started spelling God though, so I'm probably gonna finish that way. I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, I don't know. Let's say this person who's different than me. Could, stops thinking about that spelling, that little task, and moves on to the other word. Crazy person. They don't finish what they started. That's what I think. Okay, W got moved down, but it can get moved back really easy. Okay, so then like looking at this, and this is a little bit hard to look at as a totally new player and see what's going on, but at this point the player's navigated through quite a few things, and I think they've got the gist. So the W is going to fly north, hit the pillar, go straight down. It's on top of the O. Okay, T. I'm going to think of alternate solutions. Okay, you could go north here. You could go west. That would put it in the middle, though. So I'm going to stick with the one that seems more obvious to me. I'll go west here, and then go north here. That gives me 2. Okay. Once you resolve yourself to needing 3 dimensions down there, I think this is not too hard. Before that, before you have that little epiphany about the O, and this is one thing that really survived even after my changes from Larry's original concept. Once you have the epiphany about the O, it must be part of all 3 words, and in order for them to be arranged in that space, there must be vertical, the 3 axes. Then it's not too hard to put it together. It's not a trial and error type thing. I haven't lined up the blocks in such a way where you have to fiddle around for a long time to get the intended formation. The other thing I'll say about Larry's solution is it was basically ready to go, and he confirmed this with me in my conversation. But the top part of it that I had drawn out, the original one that followed his plan, it didn't have allowances to move all the blocks where they needed to go. And you have to understand, Larry is immersed in development of his own game, which uses the classic Sokoban movement rules, where you push a block, it moves 1 square. And my game has got, the thing where you push a block, it moves as far as it can go every time. So he was basically doing a fantastic job for someone who doesn't have the game engine right next to him. I mean, it was a very, very difficult to construct a puzzle for a game that you can't actually play and test it with yourself. But he basically made a mistake about the game engine, or a small oversight. Okay, so 1, 2, God. I was on the phone with Larry, and here's the thing though, it's like he can picture it so well and play through it so well in his head that he was saying, okay, you move that block north, and then you move this other block east and then south, and then you drop down the hole, you move it this way, and then you can see, and I go, no, Larry, I can't follow along with you. Your brain works in ways that mine cannot at this point. Maybe I've got a few tricks of my own, but for visualizing a logical space and manipulations on it, he is quite impressive. Okay, so let me make a few corrections. Yeah, he's like one of those, I don't know if he plays chess, but you know the thing where somebody will play a game of chess in a prison cell by explaining the moves to someone who's in the other cell. He could do that, I bet he could. I'm like, bishop to knight's 3, even if the board's right in front of me, I'm going to spend like a minute figuring out where the piece is supposed to go. Okay, so I'm thinking I'll fix up this level of the 2 things that I noticed, and then I will demo a second level, which I created, which is all brand new. and make some finishing touches to it. All right, first the easy one. Let's do the light. Just have it bleed out a little bit more. Let's see. Let me leave that one. Let's bring another one out here, maybe. So weird. Like, I tell it range 30. I just don't like the way that they do the lighting in Unity. It doesn't make a lot of logical sense to me. You put in values and like it affects it, but the way it affects it is not predictable for me, anyways. Change it to spot. I don't want it polluting over here. So maybe just bring it lower. There we go. That's starting to look all right. Maybe a little redder. All right, that seems okay. Again, I find Unity lighting random and mystifying. You sometimes get what you want. Okay, so then thinking about the one solution. What is the most elegant way to force it down the hole? So I'm looking at N. N already seems a little bit restrictive. I mean, the player's going to have a pretty strong hint just by looking at this hole that that's sort of the intent. It's going to go down there. Pretty strong hint. Plus the previous level used a hole. So I just got to make it not possible to do one up top. So what if it's like this? So if that's the case, it looks a little ugly if I'm honest. So let's see, possibilities. If the n if I get rid of this one, it's just this one, then n can be pushed this way. It can be pushed up to the corner here. It can be pushed down here, and then it can be moved west and east. So I probably want to limit it further than that. Trying to be minimal if I can. That looks a little better maybe. Actually, I'm gonna pull this out because at this point, if it goes east, it's not going anywhere west. If you go north, it's stuck up here. And it's got to be the middle letter. So I've now limited n to either going down the hole or being here, here, or here. So then my thing is, if I look at each of those three places, can any of them be used to spell one? Yeah, maybe if you get O over here and E over here. I know you can't get O and E here because there's stuff blocking. Here, maybe O and E here. Could I get E? Off into this corner? Not easily. And it's starting to get hard enough to do it that way that I'm willing to let the player have that solution if they can get it. So if I'm stymied for 5 minutes and then I find a solution, that's about the right difficulty. Or if they knock it down the hole and that's actually easier or same difficulty as this other unintended solution, that's good enough. Okay, so let me try it real quick. So before I knock this south, and then N and E south, can no longer do that because N won't go south. There's not enough blocks to contrive a catch all the way from here to here. When I say contrive a catch, it's where you go like, and then suddenly there's a catch point here, and the block will be able to go off in this direction. Okay, it just is too cluttered to get in over here. And the O is already low. So in order for me to get the O to go north and come over here as would be needed, I'd have to contrive a catch. Can't do it. So what about over here? That's more promising. Oh. So that's the thing. I can get it to stop here, but then I also need it to be able to be pushed east. In order to have that possibility, I have to contrive more catches, and I think I run out of blocks. I'll try it. This is already at the difficulty that I'd be happy letting a player have the solution if they could find it. No, it's not going to work out. I mean, well, maybe I'm being too something. Okay, well, I can definitely get O up there. Okay, so O's easy. N is easy. E is the one to solve. And I've already got a blockade there for E. Okay, so I think I did it. I did it pretty elegantly. There's only one, I only added one more obstacle to the room, so I didn't clutter it up too much. Oh, two. I added two. I think now that I've put a couple of these down without pillar lamps on top, I might remove one of these too. It doesn't have to be a repeating pattern. Okay, now let's go look at the light down there. It's just weird. I don't know if it looks like anything. I mean, it's kind of interesting, but interesting is not necessarily good. I'm gonna play with that some more. It might be a bad idea to have a rotating mood light while I'm trying to figure out lighting in my scene. I mean, I have a physical light next to me that cycles through blue, green, etc. Alright, can I get you under control? You're just crazy. You're just insane. That immediately looks better. Oh, that's just the old lighting. Because when I put it to 10, there's something weird about this. So if you took the settings literally, you would think, okay, that means the light will extend for 10 meters. Is that what it does? No, that's not what it does. Here, I'll turn it off. See, what it did is it became invisible. Say 15, okay, now it's back. It doesn't look terrible. In fact, it looks pretty good. It's got a little bit of weirdness, but I think that's actually realistic. I think that's all the interplay of shadows. Okay, that suffices. Okay, so up top, let's remove one of these 2 pillar lamps to make it a little less busy looking. All right, I'll call that one good. Then we go over and actually let's put this in the regular level sequence. Then I'll demo the other level, which I think is kind of neat. Okay, so that's Larry Chamber 1. Alright, so it's got a whole bunch of stuff in it. I'll come back to it in a moment. But I want to move Larry Chamber 1 over here. I did have a small epiphany, which is I should name the scenes something that makes sense to me. And then I have a separate file which assigns names that they'll appear as in the game. So if I go over to my good old levels JSON, I can say middle basement. Okay, that's fine. Let's say I'll call this one Murky Basement. I hope Larry doesn't mind a pun on his name. If it bugs him, Larry, just tell me. I'll change it to something else. It won't be a big deal. Larry Chamber 1. Okay. That was called Larry Chamber 1, right? Yeah. Okay, now we got this new one. I might as well add it now. So with all that, there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 levels. All of them with 2 sets of challenges in them. So it was almost like getting twice as many levels. Okay, so here's average basement. It's almost done. It probably needs like an hour or so of polishing on it. But it's real close to done. So I said 2 levels back that there was a concept that I didn't quite force the player to learn. And some levels need to do 2 things. 1, entertain the player. 2, get them to understand a concept so that they can reuse it in more complicated ways later on. So the concept here, actually I'll do the new player empathy thing, or the player empathy, because at this point the player is not new. They're just new-ish. Okay, so you're born from the egg, you come out, and on this one you can see I've increased the size of the block pads. You can see them underneath the blocks now. That's going to create some other cosmetic problems, but for now it's a better solution than not having it. Okay, so there's 4 divided chambers. Each one contains an O block, one contains an H block. Come up north. There's the exit. There's your letter bridge that you got to get closed. It's using all the letter blocks you've seen so far. And then this is a convention now that the player is probably going to get familiar with very quickly, which is the letter bridge with a little bit at the end where you fall through if you try to fling. It's a thing also in games, in puzzle games that are built up from elements like this. If you start repeating the same pattern enough times, sometimes it makes sense after a while to invent a new element that just makes that pattern less it makes it take up less space. I'm thinking about that because I will end up making so many letter bridges, and for them to be worth anything, they have to have like a bend at the end or some kind of gap where you can't just fling across. So I have to think about that. Oh, I do have one other element. I can't use it yet though. That's right, it's the spikes. So I can put spikes at the end too, once I'm able to introduce that element. Okay. I just said a long thing and realized I'd already had the solution to it. Never mind. Okay, so then there's this other stairway up here. This is one of the things I might want to polish. So this stairway is necessary for a later part of the solution for the bonus. But the thing I dislike about it is it loads too much into the player's head if they don't want to look at all this stuff and think about it yet. This is basically the second puzzle for them to solve in this level. When Larry sent me the level yesterday, it made me think, oh, there's a different way to make these 2 difficulty level puzzles with the easy solution followed by the bonus solution. So previous to Larry sending me his level, I had thought in terms of make the easy solution first and think of something a little bit harder to add to it. It's actually, in a lot of ways, it's more intuitive to go the opposite direction. Intuitive as a level designer. So Larry's puzzle was hard. I saw that at the beginning, at least for relative to the player. Oh, I promised my wife I'd make her peanut butter and jelly. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Be right back. All right. I'm winded because I live in a townhome and I just wasn't patient to get back up the stairs. I just ran up and down 4 flights of stairs. Alright. So anyways, top floor, complicated. Bottom floor, simple. What I was saying about creating the puzzles. Kind of makes sense to do the bonus puzzle first and then scale it back. Find the easy solution out of the hard one. I'll probably do a mixture of both, but working through Larry's puzzle idea gave me that idea, so that's good. So you want to spell ooh with 4 O's. Problem is that the O's are split up into different chambers. Can you get them up the steps? How does that go? Nope. By the way, early on I thought about having boxes move up steps. Visually it's hard, just even before you get into the logical problems. Visually it's hard because you want a box to look like it's resting on steps. You're just going to have it lay flat. That's probably the best solution. You can also have it tilted a little bit to show it sort of slanting down, but then it's unclear which square it's in. And then once it's on the step, I had to think, what's the behavior going up or down for it? I just didn't have good answers that were consistent and predictable and intuitive. So I just decided I'm just going to level design such that you just can't get boxes on top of steps. If you do, it works out. It doesn't break the engine or anything, but it's kind of weird and clunky. Alright, so you can move the O's around. You can destroy them. Here's the thing I'm trying to force the player to learn. When blocks are destroyed, they go to the nearest block pad with the matching letter. So they could come over here and destroy, and then they just show back up again at that block pad. But if they get it closer to the other block pad, then it goes to that one. So my thinking is they'll just experiment a little bit and figure that out. I hope that's true. I don't want this to be a game where there's a little bit of text that comes up here and there that says blocks are reborn in the pad closest to them. I hate that text. Just give them some simple stuff. They can fiddle around with it and figure it out. That's why this level has to be simple, because yeah, it's just it's tedious. Nobody really wants to read them. I mean, if you're stuck, then you want to read them. But whenever the game like stops everything to tell you something when you're trying to play, it's just don't like it. So you can kind of see why this little passage up here might bother me. Because suddenly I've distracted the player with all this other stuff. They think it might be part of what they need to do down below. Down below might even seem impossible to them until they play with it. So that's one thing I'm going to try to correct in the level design in this session. Okay, so I have an ability to move all these O's between the chambers. And to spell the 4 O's and the H, I need all of them in one chamber. So here, H is fixed, because all you can do is destroy it, and as soon as you move off the H block, it just comes back. So you know that when you spell, it's going to be with H in that corner. You could try going against this wall, but that's the wrong direction. So it must be the other wall. I just knocked a few blocks out of the room, no problem. Just get them back. Oops. Gotta be the top one. There it is. So now I can cross the bridge. I can solve the level. But this level is really going to make you feel bad about it. There's the bonus right there. There's the steps up to the second puzzle. It's just really going to make you feel bad if you don't try this second puzzle. The second puzzle is larger and more complicated than the first one. Alright, I'm going to put on my new player hat here. I think I might feel a little overwhelmed by this at first. I'm also thinking this doesn't read well yet. So I tried to be a little bit aesthetic, and instead of putting walls here or rails, I put these other things which are the equivalent. They're just obstacles, but the player hasn't seen them yet, so I do want to remove those or replace them with something that's more in their visual vocabulary at this point in time. Okay, Larry. And then this one we'll call it's middle basement or average basement. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then I want to replace the roofs with something else easier. Okay. Also, some way to block access to bonus room until after solving easy puzzle. Okay. So here's the gist of it. Held. These gates are closed, or these bridges are closed. I can open them by disrupting the word over here. It's almost like a light switch, you know. It's just, I can't really do anything with these blocks except open and close the platforms. I'm hoping the player notices the symmetry between the four bridges up above and the four chambers underneath. They do match up exactly. Okay, so then there's new blocks here, so maybe they're supposed to spell something else, right? And here's the path to the bonus. You can pretty much predict just by the placement of the bonus down here and the difficulty of creating this, that this is the way you go to get to the bonus. To go or not, 4 words. What letters do we have to spell them? Up top we've got all the consonants, but a T is used twice. The blocks that are used to open and close the held gates or bridges, held bridges, I'm going to keep calling facing up gates bridges, it's easier. So these blocks for the held bridges, they're not usable because they're just very fenced in here. You can't get them out. So you can simplify it to these blocks plus the O's underneath will be needed to spell to go or not. You can't get the O's to come up to the top room, but you can get the consonants to go down to the lower room. We could try putting them all in one chamber. In fact, it's not the intended solution, but I'm going to try it just to see what that's like. I'll try it, kind of a quick and sloppy way just to see what happens for somebody who's just trying to push through fast. Alright, as soon as you come back, the blocks have already dropped. Okay, so you want to go back down there, see what the state of things is. Alright. So I can definitely get all the O's in this room without much trouble. The hard part is getting these positioned such that the O's can be put together with them. And one thing that makes it harder is that as soon as one of these blocks is destroyed, unlike the O's, it won't go back to the O that's right next to it. It'll go back up to the top chamber. So, I've got a little bit of room to manipulate these as I drop them down hastily in this formation. I can do a few things with them, but I don't have much hope of getting them into something that can spell out the words I need. So clearly more planning needs to be done before the drop. So I'll put them back up there. Yeah, so it's been reset. Alright, this is actually a pretty hard puzzle relative to where the player is at now. But they might say, this is how I would think it through. The hard one is probably going to be the T, because it's used in 2 words. So then you have to start picturing how it might fit together to spell not and to. The O's will be beneath. Move those into place. I'm going to try a solution other than the one I know will work, just to see how hard this puzzle really is. Okay, so not and to. I could try putting it over here. I think I could do just like that. I'll just go like that. Okay, so maybe when this drops down, I'll be able to put an O here and O here, maybe. For the R and the G, I think I'll just try leaving them in that room there. Well, you know what? I'll go down and see if I can get any insight. I'll just walk down and check it out. So I'm going to have to admit, from the player's point of view, I just don't know where these blocks are going to drop when they land in the bottom. From the designer point of view, I do. From the player's point of view, it's a bit of a crapshoot. I don't have a way of, as a player, easily figuring out how they line up. I can make a guess that the designer's sensibilities are going to put them right inside of these rooms. I did notice they're rectangular, so maybe inside of these areas, or maybe they go on the stairs too. I don't know. That's one thing the player doesn't know, that this rule I have about blocks not ever going on top of steps. The knot room that I picked, or the knot chamber, is this one. I think I put it up here. That means it's going to land on top of this stuff. I'm going to try it. Alright, we'll see what kind of mess I made. Okay, so I'm thinking I can destroy the block underneath maybe. So there is a T underneath the H over there. I heard the sound of one gate closing, so I've got not two. Okay. So if I can do go and or, I'm home free. I heard go. There's or. Okay. I'm actually a little relieved that the second way I set about to solve the puzzle worked. Because it was feeling too hard for even a bonus solution at this point in the game, but I think it's not too bad. Okay, now there's this problem of you can't use the OO gate anymore because the O's were disbanded from their previous formation to allow for spelling the 4 new words. So you can use this alternate route, which comes up this way, and drop down there, and that gives that solution. Okay. Alright, let me fix a few things on this level. I don't think this level is going to take the whole session either. I think I'll have time to start on the Arena Reborn. Yeah. So EB, did you have any ideas in that one, or I know it's a little hard. You don't have the game in front of you to play it, but get rid of these guys. Are just too much. Huh. Okay. So the ooh down here threw you off. And you think like you would have like messed around with the northeast chamber quite a bit. Oh. I mean, it's hard to predict because you don't have the game in front of you. That's the ultimate thing to say, you know, what would be hard or not. But okay. Yeah, I do need to get some play testers on this. That's one thing, because I'm just aiming for somebody who likes puzzles but is not necessarily like a diehard puzzle solver. To be able to get to the exit, maybe they skip the bonuses most of the time, something like that. But I want them to be able to get to the exit. So probably somebody like you, if you say you're not a strong puzzle solver, I would want you to be able to get to the exit. I wouldn't want it to be too hard for that. And I say this by not a strong puzzle solver, there's not even a shred of condescension there, because I'm used to a second class of players who are friggin' crazy puzzle solvers. That's what the draw game community is. And I don't even like to get into the amount of depth that they do. There's a game called The Second Sky, which has got like all this awesome stuff in it, and it's just a puzzle gamer's delight. I'm like about a quarter of the way through it after trying my hardest to make progress on it. It's so friggin' hard. So I'm aiming for, if you ever played Portal 2, that's the difficulty that I'd like to have throughout the game for the non-bonus. This little area bugs me a little bit. Okay, one thing I could do, I wanted to sort of block off this section. I could put a letter gate here that needs to be disrupted on the other side of the bridge. That's probably the way to go. See how that works. Oh, what happened there? Okay. Okay, so if I have that there, and I spell nope somewhere else, like over here. Go. Then I need to put block pads that oh. I accidentally made a good anagram. This makes me happy. Alright, patting myself on the back for being clever, but nope is an anagram of the other state that I want, which is open. Alright, this is the visual thing that I'll have to fix. So in order to make the block pads visible when blocks are on top of them, I made them larger. But what I'll need is like a auto tiling type thing, or it basically is a different set of tiles that are used when they're close together like that. That's not too hard. I've done that many times. Okay. So these blocks can't be used for anything else by the way that they're positioned. And once you destroy them, they're going to just plop into these letter pads, and it will keep the door over here open. So if that's the case, then I don't have to worry about this blockade here, and that maybe frees me to make something a little more aesthetic. Is that aesthetic or is that just weird? You know what's even easier than this to understand? Just put some rails around it. I've got a lot of other rails. You'll be able to see underneath what's going on with them. Yeah, I don't need to have it be pushed from this way. I could just have it be pushable from any of these spots. So then if I go... west on that one. Oh, on this one. Okay, and east on the other. And just for consistency, I'll rail off the other part over here. Yeah, that's a little bit easier to understand. I think as soon as someone just comes along and just plays with it a little bit, they'll push into one of the blocks, destroy it. Those platforms will go open, those bridges will open, and then the stuff underneath just falls through. I still got a feeling about it like it might be too much. Okay, southwest. Ooh, I see some Z fighting. What'd I do? What'd I do? There we go. Oh. So now that I opened up this back way, I don't mind railing off this side. It'll just look nicer. It's also it makes the puzzle slightly easier because whoever's working on it can discard the idea that they'll fling off west and do something. And I already feel like this puzzle's got a little bit too high of a load for the bonus. So I don't mind making it easier at this point. Take that just a little bit further and I'll rail up to here. It'll look weird to keep railing out this way, I think. Because the grates here don't have a surface that looks like it could join in the physical world with these rails. And even more so the letter bridges, which are open and translucent. So let's go rails north-south. It's got nice symmetry with the top too. Okay, that's lots of good rails. I always have to put this little extra bit here to make the rails look like they're joined up. I was going to write an auto tiler for the rails, but it's one of those tasks where the complexities involved, it probably doesn't pay off. I mean, an auto tiler that goes up all the different dimensions and takes into account. It's not as simple as some of the other auto tilers that I've written for the game so far. Rail south, down west. Oh, there's another holdout. I thought I'd gotten spline mesh. Can you explain that a little bit? I don't know much about spline meshes, maybe. Or at least if I do know something, it doesn't match with that vocabulary. I suppose I could Google it too. Instead of making you type. I'll probably check it out in a second. Let's see. Rail SDW. You've got the wrong material. Always takes me forever to just find what's the friggin' material on these things. Okay, simple metal, simple metal, simple metal. There it is. Dirty Pro Builder default. That's not what I want. Let's do simple metal. Let's see if that'll fix it. Alright. Back to the scene. Okay, that's fixed. Alright, after I drag this down the bottom, I'm going to check out the spline mesh. Looking over all my rails. Thing is, once you start with the rails, like everything that doesn't have a rail looks kind of weird. But I'm going to leave these ones be. I'm going to take a look. I want to educate myself. I don't want to be ignorant. I don't want to be ignorant. Where's the button that says I don't accept? Oh, I gotcha. That's pretty cool. So it does tiling, huh? Look at that. Okay, so this one might be a little more like what I'm doing. Maybe, depends. If they use like some kind of prefab that gets repeated. But I don't know, man. I've got like, if I get it to work again, I think this isn't too bad. I'll show you, actually. I think there's one technique I haven't been using that makes it go a lot faster. So if I take this guy here, I think it wasn't working because I didn't unpack it before. Let me try it. Unpack, and then I have to put one at the end point. And I take this guy and I say clone it west there, and then it does the whole thing. I should have been doing that the whole time, actually. I think I was just lazy in figuring out the problem. The tiling is non-trivial, though. That's the thing. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got tiling. I know how to do tiling. I've got stuff like the ice here. Take the ice and unpack it. And then, you know, it picks tiles to make any shape. The part where I just kind of said, like, it's just not going to be worth the effort is making like three-dimensional tiles, dealing with like the sort of up and down nature, diagonal stuff, and then the other thing is there's holes in my tiles, meaning like, whereas this pattern here I made for the ice, it covers every possible thing that you could do, and I only had to do like 16 tiles for it. The possible things that you could do with the rails do not have tiles to kind of fix all the gaps. So there's sort of there's a little more of an art to placing the rails than I'd like for there to be, because I haven't created all the assets for all the giant number of combinations of things you could do. So I don't know. I think it's probably at the point where I've done enough that I've come to the limit of the investment that will get paid back. But I should remember to use this clone technique. It does make things go a lot faster. I realized I'm like trying too hard to justify my decisions. Okay. Is that the right stuff? Did I pick anything else in that? Kind of seems wrong. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay. So let me look at the improvements to the level I made, make sure they play through right. It's pretty close to polish up time on this. Pretty close. Lighting and decorations. Alright, let's try it again. Pre-prog canceled. Okay. Unpack. Oh, I got some ice down there still. Also made enough block levels. I need to start thinking in terms of introducing more elements. Oh, I want to be famous! Oh, I'm glad you got here to tell me this. Glad you're here, man. I want to be famous. Stupid tank. Cyrix tank. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, you know what? Even like, suppose there's like something that drops and it is somewhat interesting to me. I will never click the link that they put there. So I'll give you an example. Like, you know, like you're reading like a legit news article or something, and then underneath it says, "You won't believe what Britney Spears looks like today." And or it'll be somebody, not Britney Spears, somebody even more kind of like, huh, you know, what does she look like 30 years from when I last saw her? I'll just go to Google Images and I'll search for that instead of clicking on whatever stupid link they put there. Likewise, if I was going to be in the market to kind of artificially boost my numbers, I would just go to them. I would go my own route to find that instead of click on the link. It's just stupid to click on the link. And I don't want artificial followers anyways. It just, there's no point to it. But if I did, I wouldn't click on that link. Okay, so the new thing over here should be closed. Okay. It's possible to read that if you really want to, but it doesn't matter if you can't. It says nope. And it blocks your way. Okay, so that keeps you down in this room, which is my intent. Keep it simple. You're not ready for the upstairs. You're not ready. And you come over here, and likewise, you should just give up from having this be part of the solution. Still remnants of an ice tile there. I probably deleted like the mesh without deleting the parent game object. So it does remind me though, I need to start introducing some more elements. Okay. Then you go over here. You can leave. You don't need to do the hard thing. So now, with that, I should be able to, yeah, I can go through this way now. The bad thing is, there's so many of those blocks that open without the particle explosion at the same time. There's now a frame drop right at the beginning. It's like I can feel maybe quarter second to a half second no frame updates. It's harder for you to see it because you've got broadcast going out and there's video encoding and all that, but it's there. So that's okay. I may come back and see if I can optimize that algorithm later. No, they're spawned in, they're instanced, and all of the paths are pre-calculated for the particles. So they actually have been optimized beyond like just using a regular particle system that's built into Unity. So I might have to think a little bit hard about how to optimize them further. Same with those guys. There's just each game object has built into it its own they initiate when they play. When you say initiate, it could mean different things to me, but they become visible and they start moving, but they're not instanced when they play. And all the points of particle travel are pre-calculated in advance. Okay, let me see if I can solve this even in a different way, just to test this. So I know how to do it in the top quadrant. I know northwest. I could try doing it down here. Let's try that. Oops. They do not instantiate when they play. They're pre-instantiated and attached to each game object that might need them. So there's not even a pool involved. They're just each crate has got its particle explosion built into it, as does each letter bridge. Okay, so we go bam, and then pi mode? What's pi? Hold on. I'm not gonna make you type all the time. Unity pi mode. play an editor. Yeah, it could be. Could be. I have gotten much better performance in the player. Okay, one reason why this may not work is that T and O can't go there. So that solution probably doesn't work. Maybe NOT this way and TO that way. All right, let's try Southwest. I think I can do Southwest maybe. Need to put the G there to hold the place for the O. Oops. So this concept I'm using of using other blocks to make a path for the block you want to place, that's probably one I should introduce in a level 2. But one thing I need to do with these block puzzles is not try to teach everything about blocks, every little concept. There's behavior of game elements, but then there's the implicit things that you get out of that behavior, the techniques that can be used to manipulate them different ways. I don't have to teach all of those techniques in the first introduction of the element. Just enough that you can get the basics of how they work, and then I can add more of those techniques in later to the levels to introduce them. But I don't want to exhaust everything that a person might need to know or want to know about blocks in the first run of levels that feature them. Okay, so this looks ready to drop. It's a little bit harder solution. If we go this way, no, that's okay. That's all right. Okay. In some ways easier, in some ways harder than the other solutions. But I like that it's got a little bit of flexibility in how you solve it. And sometimes it's good to kind of give the player the feeling like maybe they found the only solution, even when there's like 4 or 5 solutions. Okay, I think that is a solution. I can no longer cross that way. Gotta go up the back way. It's time to polish it up. Small thing I just noticed is it feels like I should use a different tile here. Okay, let's fix the ice. Okay, what else did I say? That's it. Okay. Then let's get the lighting and decorations sorted. Would it be too cheesy to make these the Windows colors? Lighting inside of it? That would be too cheesy. Nah. Okay. Lighting. Anything in particular I want to accomplish? Be ironic because I'm not real happy with Windows right now. Okay. So I do need to go up higher on this. So that you can't see the outside when you get closer. It's an interesting little red thing here. I don't quite understand it, but I'm used to not understanding the lighting. I know what I want to do. I know one thing I want to do. I'm going to do some more hanging lamps. I'll do them at interstices. Okay, let's see, where do I want to put this? So the player's going to walk right through it. It'll go over the top of their head. Maybe that's not good though. You would kind of walk this way and then it would sort of come through. I don't know, I'll try it. This guy here, let's make it blue light. There we go. And take the cable. Man, it just doesn't like to give me a lot of precision on this navigation on these small parts. Yeah, this is like brain surgery right here. So I go in, I'm too close, come out, I'm pretty far. There we go. That's a pain. Okay, move this guy up. Don't go too far. Yeah, that looks like it. Let me just take a look at that. See what that looks like. Yeah, I'm going to see if it's annoying to have the lamp right above your head when you're in that area. It is. It's super annoying. And the bloom's kind of out of control too. All right. It's okay. Do something else. I did initially like the idea of, maybe the right term for it would be diegetic lighting. I don't know if that is the right term. Of making every light in the game have a physical mesh-based object that look like a lamp or a light or something. If you Google it, it'll say Eric is an asshole. He's just making up combinations of words. Now I gotta see how much of an asshole I am. Okay, diegetic. Sound. Diegetic sound is sound whose source is visible on the screen. Right. So it seems like you could use it in the same way, like diegetic light. I used it correctly. I'd never heard the term diegetic lighting before, but it is a thing. Okay. So I can just move it to a place where it's just not so friggin' crazy. Then you've got something to look at. It'll light up the room a bit. Put another one on the other side. You don't have to walk right underneath it. You can if you want, and it'll probably look weird again for a little bit, but since it's not something you have to do, it's not gonna be as bothersome. That is my theory. Now that I moved it here, I need to kind of continue going up. Yeah, is this going to line up exactly? I don't know. Oh, I'm at least close. Yeah, pretty close, but not exactly. Okay, let's go up a little more. I don't know. If I'm going to use this set of lights, maybe I'll use the prefabs that were originally intended to be used with those. Okay. That is hanging lamp medium. Does it have a light source to it? It does, it's just really dim. Oh, it's this stupid range thing again. Alright, so if I go 15, suddenly it's doing something. Feels like it should be blue. Holy shit. Oh, Plunderton. You figured out how to feel so good about the game with the what the awesome. You got, is it too early to ask? Do you have a URL? I mean, if you don't, I understand. I understand. We can come back to it. It's all right, though. You're on the path. You built your friggin' game with EWBGL. WebGL, okay. Is it itch.io? Blondieton. I'm just trying to get there as fast as I can. You are now a gray square. Is this it? Is this right here? Unity WebGL. This has got to be it. Yeah, I'm there. I'm there. Click this button. Don't click this button. I'm gonna click it. I'm a gray square now. Well, also there's a lag too. There's also a lag. So like you type something, and then, oh wait, hold on. Run the game. Okay, don't click that square. Okay, I thought when I clicked the button, I became a gray square, and that was like you describing my death. Okay, hold on. WASD. Okay, click this button. Oh! Oh, okay. Go on. I can do this. I can do this. It's the same pattern, so I can memorize it. Staying in the middle is probably a good strategy until I know better. Yes. 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 Oh, you got some more background coming along. Nice. A little parallax. It's getting faster. Whoa, whoa. Now it's hard. Now it's hard. Ah! Dude, congratulations. So it's your first game you finished, and you got it out there in the world. Anybody can play it. You figured out the pipeline. So now any game you want to make, you can get it up here. But it's funny. It is funny, man. There's a joke built into this, like, wait, I should click this. I shouldn't click this button. What happens if I click this button? It's funny, man. I might keep it. I might keep it. Or if you do, take it away. Replace it with some other joke. Exactly. It's funny. But really, sincerely, congratulations. I know you start out with the snake game. You're feeling like maybe a little bit like this stuff's hard. But yeah, you didn't get discouraged. You kept going. Second game, finished it. Maybe it wasn't your second, but the next game you tried, you got done. It's a huge thing too when you also figure out, I can get it published on a website and other people can come and look at it. So yeah, you got distribution. Well done, sir. I bet you're already thinking about your next game. Nice. What kind of game is it going to be? So I made another level, and I'm putting just the last lighting and decorative touches to it. Actually, let's do the string of lights. That always looks better. And just boo. Get a whole bunch of these guys. That's the medium. This is the smaller one. Cool. Well, enjoy yourself. I think you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna make some games. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, he did maybe the harder way. It was kind of tricky. I was trying to figure it out with him, and I realized, wow, that's not as simple as you might think. I don't know, I don't like these things coming down so low. I think it's not going to look good. They're better suited for tight areas. I'm going to take them out. All right, let's take them out. Hanging lamp. They're just not doing much for me in this level. So let's get rid of those. Let's see. I don't know if EB's typing up a storm over there. Or elegantly put. Let's just not be so fancy. Let's just get some basic lighting. Other levels can be fancy levels. This one can just be, let's just get it lit in a reasonable way. I'll continue doing red lights over here around the exit. Okay, and I've got a whole bunch of extra lights that are probably just messing me up, so let's get rid of those. That one's pretty good. That one's garbage. That one's pretty good, but let's change the color to help distinguish the different levels. Just curious, what if I went green? It feels wrong. Feels wrong. I'm gonna stick with the purple, red, white. Yeah. Oh, that's a big bright one. That's cool. I love shadows. Oh, this stuff over here looks, yeah. Yeah, so the snake game is inherently grid-based. So there is an argument, you know, you might want to have, you know, think in terms of a 2D game. I mean, it is kind of a 2D game, unless you really want it to be styled 3D. And each cell can have one tile inside of it. Then if you've got a display where you can just set the tile that's inside of you know, each cell, then that's the thing you'd start with, right? After that, you know, sky's the limit. You wouldn't have to think so hard about, like, how do I make a snake appear within these cells. King Nerd, hi. I'll give you a demo of it in just a second. I'm fiddling around with a few lights. I'm going to hit the play button. I'm going to do another playthrough of it. Yeah, it's sort of like with a tile-based game, you could build sort of like the TV set with all the ability to display individual pixels on it. Then you make the movie that goes on it, which is your snake game. And it's not that hard to build something that shows different tiles in different places. Yeah, King Nerd, Plundyton just completed his first game. It's pretty cool. I mean, that he was able to make this game, so it's celebrating just a tiny bit here. Alright, so lights. Let's see, other extraneous lights. Let me take a look. This one I don't need. That's just totally outside. This guy here. Oh, that's useful. And that one is useful too. Although, man, what kind of weird shadowing is that? I know it's coming from this stuff up here. Lighting in Unity is just so random to me. That looks kind of cool to me, but there's no way for my mind to process that and say this is a thing that is in the physical world. So I'm gonna have to nix that effect. I think it's coming from the shadows, which I love so much. Oh, I could be wrong. Let me check the other ones. Oh, this one's got soft shadows too. No shadows. Okay. That one also has shadows. Okay, are we back to normal? Yes, okay. I'll try adding in some shadows again. See if I get that ugly effect. Where's the one that is off over? Okay, let's do this one. Okay, shadows, soft. No, that's not the good one. Lighting is really my weak point. Leave that. Nope, no crazy. but then okay, I lost other good stuff along the way. Okay, that's good. That kind of thing I like. Okay, this one good. Just a little bit of the rails coming down there. All right, that might do it. Let me add in decorations. Oh, what's that one? Let's get rid of that one. Okay, let's add the decorations. That worked pretty well. I don't see any issues. Oh, maybe the grates look weird. Okay, let's hide the grates. Redo the decorations. So these are procedurally generated extra bits of geometry that are thrown onto the scene to make it look a little more interesting. It puts edges around the floors and puts pipes coming down the walls, basically. Okay, that looks better, but I still have one on a pillar. All this stuff I gotta remember. Okay, I think it's ready, like in a release candidate way. Let's go pillar and turn that back on. Let's do egg, turn that back on. Grates. Save all this. It's doing a little pre-processing. Okay. Any error messages? Just this stupid one that never goes away. Okay. All right, gonna play it. So, King Nerd, if you're still on, it's a puzzle solving game. You solve puzzles. And you're going to play it, right? There we go. And this is about a half hour into the game if you were the player. Lighting seems pretty good to me. blocked over here. Okay, so I'll just go through the solution. Now you can walk across this bridge because it spells the same word that the blocks spell over here. Okay, lighting, how is it? Not bad. So you could win the level at that point, but the harder of the two puzzles is up above waiting. This is an optional puzzle to solve. So you have to spell the words that correspond to these bridges here. They're open right now, so if I try to step over them, I would fall through. Like so. Okay. I won't belabor the way to arrive at the solution here. I'll just do it real quick. I'll try to do it quick. I might do it slow. Who knows? No, that's wrong. Okay, try that. Okay, so that dropped the blocks onto the platforms below. N and T got put together? Did they really? Huh, okay. That will not work. Gotta redo that. Kind of curious if that's my bad memory or if it's an actual bug. I can go up this way, which is faster. Okay, so I think I like this first. One thing I noticed, EP, is the first time that I do this, it's slow. Not this one. So it does feel like maybe there is some kind of instancing that is happening that I didn't think was happening. The very first one is like, half a second, then it goes. The second one I do is pretty close to instant, maybe like a tenth of a second. Alright, this looks better. That should solve it. Oh, keep going. Oh, I guess I could have gone from beneath too. Yeah, I can go either way. Huh. I don't need this whole upper thing. I just realized that. It was necessary before I made the back door. It's no longer necessary. It's just like a little bit of extra cruft. I mean, it looks kind of neat, but this level is, the bonus solution is already complicated. A little too much. So I'm gonna remove that top stairway. Anyways, that's how you get to the bonus. Let me double check the ascension. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little sad to remove this, but I think it's going to be better without it. You know, I'll do something in between the two. It does serve as a viewpoint. If I rail it off completely, then it's fairly clear that it's not part of the solution, whatever your solution that you're hoping to achieve. So I just need to have it come to a nice end here at the corner. Yeah. See if I can hand decorate this instead of running the decorator again. Not sure which is faster. It's not going to apply. Okay. Oh, no, I got to decorate now. Okay. them faster to do the regular decoration. Okay. This one's wrong. Gotta use the corner piece. South, I think. Okay. That fixes that. Alright, anything else? Dad, leave any notes for myself? No, I got them. Alright, I'm going to play through it one more time. Well, here, let's do this other thing. Thumbnail cam. What's a good thumbnail? I think these 4 rooms or chambers. That's the thing that the player will remember. So that's a good thumbnail. The scene organization's taken a long time. Okay. Let's see, the last thing. Let's fix all this stuff. Strip out the Pro Builder objects. Get rid of the editor-only objects. All right, if it plays well, I think I'll call that a session. So this might be the last right here. I'm just gonna check out a few things, make sure it's good. Missing decoration. this side too. Ah, another missing decoration. Dang it. Stupid, 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 stupid. Oh, oh, okay. Another little blah, 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 blah. Here. Yeah. Hey, I fixed those three things. And then that will probably be the end of the session. Probably. Probably. Okay. Let's get this guy here, this guy here, this guy here. No Z fighting. Plunderton. Enjoy the rest of your evening or night. Yeah. Good to see you. Thanks for sharing the victory. Let's do... That fixes that. Let's see what's going on over here. Okay, that. Here's the wrong piece. Let's see if I can find the right piece somewhere else. Is that right or is that garbage? That's garbage. Okay. What was the deal with this? Oh. Huh. was that. What was the third thing? There's one more thing. It was... Oh yeah. This guy over here just needs to come down one. Alright. That's probably it. Save that. One more playthrough. Real fast one. And not the whole level, just enough that I can spot all the lighting, decoration issues. Okay. I have no idea why that step stays that texture. It's been like that. I'm gonna fix that too. Okay, fix that, fix that, fix that. Something fakaka about this thing. Let's turn off the stair decorator, which is a script that automatically assigns textures. It's already been removed because it's an editor only script. So I can come to here. I can change it to whatever this one is. Bath towel floor A is probably what it's going to be. So there it's got the tile. I undo, and suddenly it's dark. Move it one way or another. No, not necessarily. Okay. Move it that way. Yeah, there it's got the tile. Okay, so the texture's there. It's a lighting thing, I think. If it's a lighting thing, maybe if I just put a light there, it'll sort out its weirdness. I'll try it. The stupidity of this. Alright, there we go. It's some stupid shit. Could be a shader. All right, here. Let's just get rid of this mesh. Replace it. It's not a persistent problem that I've seen anywhere else, so let's just drop this guy in. Ah, you freaky fucker. What is special about this mesh in that place? That's so strange. That's so strange. And then you get. Alright. I'll try something else. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. All right. I'm glad you're here to witness it. Was that not some stupid shit? Maybe Unreal Engine's not so bad. Alright. Organize the scene. Calculate the height map. Just do it one more time just to make sure it gets the height map. Yeah. You code or the scene? The scene you can change in Unity too. It's not. Yeah. The scene you can change. The only caveat is when you hit unplay, it goes back to how it was. So you have to copy and paste the stuff that you want to put into the actual scene when the game stops. It doesn't seem to be a way to, at least I don't know of a way to make it permanent while it's playing. Okay, let me see if this is still crazy nonsense. Oh, look, it came back. It came back. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just crazy. That's a rabbit hole we don't want to go down. So I get total crazy nonsense if I do baked lighting. It's worse than real time. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not real like throw my hands up there and give up on too many things, but the lighting in Unity, I'm actually looking for somebody who's an honest expert in lighting. The trouble is I can't trial and error it because each thing I try will take at least, in a very simple scene, like 10 minutes to try. The final result of the baked lighting looks nothing like real time ever, and I get artifacts all over the place. There'll be little patches next to where 2 points in a mesh are, and it's just, I'm lost. I'm legit lost on it. I've gone looked through tutorials and they said, oh, try this, try that, try this. Problem is, whenever you try something, it takes 10 minutes to see the result. So I don't know what to do with baked lighting. I was gonna see if I could just make real-time lighting work for me, to be honest, or find kind of a magic consultant type figure who you know, pay him $100 an hour or something like that for a couple hours and just tell me all the stuff you know that is hard-won knowledge that would get me past all this nonsense quick. Because otherwise I'll lose weeks over it and maybe not get any good results for all my time. I honestly find it upsetting. It's my biggest rant against Unity right now. The lighting just doesn't make any sense. Too many knobs to twiddle, not enough results. Standard out-of-the-box settings look like crap. Just, it's a travesty. Let's see. So that step there, here I don't see the problem. I'm going to try again to throw a light up there. See if that alleviates during playtime. I don't want a stupid black step in the middle of my stairs. Why would I want that? Oh, there's the black step again. Okay, see, it's like a cockroach coming out when it gets a little dark. You turn the light on. Oh, run away, run away. All right, let's put a lot of light up there. See if you get less confused about what you're supposed to show. Stupid Unity lighting. And it might go into other platforms, and it, like all my little fiddling in here might not transfer over either. It might be one of those deals where you have to make multiple versions of scenes for different platforms. I don't know. There we go. There we go. It actually doesn't look bad either with the lighting like that. I think I might prefer it. Okay. One last playthrough. It helps my sanity that you saw it. Okay, that looks fine. Don't think I need to play through all that again. Seem to have cleaned that up. Yeah. All right. That's a done level. Good time to stop the stream. I'm trying to think tomorrow if I want to do something besides make levels. One thing I could do, it would probably take about a session, is some tiling on these larger block pads now that they overlap each other in Z-Fight with their larger size. Create some kind of auto tiler for those, and they would look good again. Another thing I could do is some kind of visual effect on the blocks that shows when they're causing a gate to be closed. All right. EB, good to have your company. I'm going to stop the stream, get myself some booze, listen to some comedy stuff on TV to make me happy. See ya. Our man, Lurker, I'll see you around.